I met Shannon when they're in club ball. There's a thing called select. There used to be select teams. And I was asked by some coaches to come over and coach Upper Bucks U10 select team. When the Hill School went co-ed, at that time, headmaster Dave Doherty asked me to come up and help with the girls program. And I made the girls aware of that, and Shannon's parents came up, and as they say, the rest is history. Shannon came to the Hill School, and so it was great to be able to coach her not only in the club level, but see her through her high school years also. As she came to the Hill School, we started to see her really being developed, both in her leadership ability, her on-field abilities. And so I would say in the high school years is when we really started. And I say we because when I was at the Hill, it was with Rick Walbridge. And we were a team.
She's one of the most talented natural athletes I've ever worked with. Just phenomenal athleticism, but also a tremendous drive and discipline, combined with a real joy. She took such a joy in playing. And I'm using playing even more than competing. I mean, she was a fierce competitor, but she never lost her touch with the joy of the game and the joy of just playing it with other people, and just the sheer thrill of being out there.
I was on the boys soccer team, and we would often play games after the girls on the old track field. And I remember watching the girls team play, and Shannon would stand out, of course, for her skill. I mean, extremely talented player. But I also remember thinking, man, I really wouldn't want to be in her way out there. She was such an intense competitor, and she would not hesitate to run you over if you got in her way. And that intensity was contagious. She was a part of some extremely good teams that were really difficult to play against, and she helped set a really high bar that everyone else rose up to. Shannon was successful as an athlete. She was just so naturally skilled. She was the type of athlete who could pick up a sport and just be good at it. And the specific example I'm thinking of is our third form year, she played JV basketball. And then fourth form year, she switched to ice hockey, made the varsity team right away. And then by fifth form year, just her second year playing hockey, she was one of the leading scorers on the team. She just had that natural athletic ability to just pick things up. And then you combine that with a tireless work ethic, just a dedication to want to be the best out there. That's what made her so great, in my opinion.
She was, as I said, the only third former on the team, and that put her in a very tricky place. But she played with great confidence. She was starting at midfield, essentially as a midfield defense player. And we were over at Springside, as it was then. And one of the attack players closest to the goal, what in the olden days we'd have called the first home, was carted out of the game. And I was running out of things to do. Shannon was out for some reason. She was out of the game. I'd taken her, substituted for her. And I turned to Shannon, and it's like right out of a movie or a TV show or a rock song. She's like, "I'll go in, coach." I'm like, "Okay, you think you could play attack?" She said, "I'll give it a try." And she went in and she scored 2 goals. And she came back after the game and she said, "That was really fun. Could I do that again?" I said, "Yeah, I think we could let you do that again." It turned out she was absolutely superb. And that is the moment when her lacrosse career pivoted, because I put her in on attack, and she went on to be one of the dominant attack players in the game throughout her collegiate career, leading Franklin and Marshall to a couple national championships and setting all kinds of scoring records. So I'm going to take full credit for her outstanding career after she left Hill.
After Hill, Shannon went on to have a decorated college career at Franklin and Marshall College, playing 2 sports. She was an all-conference soccer player. She was the NCAA Midfielder of the Year in Division III in lacrosse, and she won 2 lacrosse national championships. I think you look at her full body of work, it's a pretty impressive athletics resume she had.
Obviously, we all know Rick well, and I apologize to get emotional because he was a personal friend, and he would have wanted to be here. But Rick, as an educator, as a teacher, and as a friend to not only Shannon, but all the players that he supported, he was a big, big influence, I know, in her life. And we miss him. I know Shannon misses him. And I'm just sad that he's not here to see this day.